Hi, my name is Heather Steeman. My undergrad concentration was pure math, and I graduated with my bachelor's from CSUF in 2015. But I also went back and I went to grad school at Fullerton, and my grad school concentration was the teaching concentration in the mathematics department. And I graduated with my master's degree in 2019. I originally actually wanted to teach college and get a PhD, but I took a high school teaching job while I was completing my master's degree program. And I ended up loving teaching high school so much that I decided to stick with it. So I just finished up my master's degree, finished up my teaching credential, and I went ahead and kept teaching at the high school level, which I have absolutely no regrets about. Um, I didn't actually have any obstacles getting into this career, have high school teaching. One of the things that's coming up is that they are short on high school math teachers that know what they're doing. So when I applied for the high school teaching job in two different districts, they both interviewed me and they were both actually fighting over me. So I got to kind of choose the better job. So I ended up being able to pick the district that paid me more and also covered 100% of my health benefits. And so that was the district that I ended up going with. And again, I have no regrets for accepting that job. And I plan on retiring in this district that I'm in currently because it's a wonderful district to work at. And I love the school that I work at currently as well. Um, as far as my degrees preparing me for my job, well, I went, into pure mathematics, not thinking that I was going to be teaching high school. However, the classes that Fullerton offered, you kind of have to know what you're doing to pass those math classes. And they definitely prepared me in terms of knowing the subject matter that I'm teaching. So, all of the mathematics that our book covers in the high school level, I've covered well beyond that in my bachelor's degree, even, and of course, in my master's degree as well. But even with just my bachelor's degree knowledge, I was able to take what the book was trying to teach these students, and I was able to break it down into pieces and put it back together for them in a way that they could understand. And even though it took a while to get the hang of it, once you do, it just becomes second nature. But I would have never been able to do that if I didn't have that really solid foundation of the subject matter in mathematics that Fullerton gave me, because they make you go so far beyond what high school mathematics does. And that's very, very, very helpful when you get into teaching math. I've also taught college classes part-time, and it's the same thing at the community college level, because I have such a good solid foundation in the subject matter. Even at the college classes, I am able to teach there and have no issues with understanding what they're supposed to be understanding, and it just makes me a better teacher for it. Not only does it make my subject matter knowledge really fulfilling, I also have just acquired skills, study skills that Fullerton gave me, stress management skills, all these things that I learned just by attending college at that school, that professors even shared with me. And even though I'm only a fourth year teacher, I'm called upon by the district to come to meetings, to organize curriculum, to talk about testing schedules, to see what should we be testing the students at this stage in the school year. And so I do all of these planning things with the district, even though I barely just started teaching, just because I'm able to take what they're giving me and I'm able to give them a product back, because that's something also that Fullerton has taught me to do, is just, if you're given something to do, you have to do it, and it needs to be at a certain standard. And so I am often pulled from my classroom to do district meetings to talk about just overall for the entire district, what are we supposed to be doing, just because I'm so well versed in my area of study. This is currently where I'm teaching from because of online learning. So this is what my students see every day when we log in for our Google Meet. This is my bedroom, but it doesn't matter. Online learning has been a challenge, but because Fullerton taught me to persevere no matter what, and that there's always a way, my students are doing incredibly well. I haven't seen a drop in learning. I feel like my students learned what they would have learned in regular school. I know we can't do as much of the social interaction that we could before, but I still feel like I have a relationship with my students. I still feel like they learned what they needed to learn in the class for the year. And I have amazing attendance from all of them as well, just because I'm sticking it to them. And I'm like, it doesn't matter, guys. We still have to learn. We still need to do this, and we can do it together. And so I feel like I haven't seen any real negative effects from online learning, even though I don't get to see them in person, and it does change things, but we still get what we need to out of the classroom. If I had any advice for new students getting into a STEM career, it would be to get everything that you can out of your college experience. Get to know your professors personally. You're going to need letters of recommendation, and you're also going to need people to advise you on where to do internships at, where to go to grad school at. So you want to get close to your professors. You want to get friends that you know that you can have long-term relationships with. I still have 2 friends that I still talk to from college, that I consider very good friends, and I still use them sometimes when I need references. You want to make sure that, you let people know you've gone to Fullerton, because Fullerton is a very well-known school. And because of that, you can get accepted, into grad schools that you might think that you can't, or that you can get into a job, over somebody else, because they know that the education at Fullerton is better. But you have to show them that you got that experience. So I would say my advice is definitely get everything you can out of your college experience and take it with you everywhere that you go. And that is it for me. Thank you for watching.